Greetings, my fellow gamers. It is I, Wraith King, bringing you news from beyond the mirror, from the other world, and welcome to another episode of King of the Arena. That's right, I am starting to do more of these recordings with me fighting in the arena, showing you what I do and how I get so far so very quickly. A lot of arena matches seem to take a long time, but not normally for me. They seem to be quite quick. I lost a couple of these matches, so sorry if you get to see me lose, but through my defeat, you will learn something because, well, let me just say this. The AI in this game is so unbelievably stupid. In fact, it is so stupid that I know a lot of players that have quit this game simply because of the AI's stupidity. I know that's crazy, but it's the truth. The AI makes very, very silly decisions that cost us the game, and your opponent's rank is simply just not affected by their win or their loss. So if the AI does something stupid, it's on you. You take the punishment, nothing happens to your opponent. And I respect that, that's great, but be that as it may, the AI truly does need to go, because my build is very simple. It doesn't lose very easily unless you do pull the wrong move, and one of the wrong moves that this AI seems to do unusually a lot is, well, it tends to use Spike over and over again, constantly. And see, Spike isn't exactly my strongest character on my team. He's there just to supply the team buff that supplies me with an immunity to debuffs, which is great, but he's not exactly a strong character right now for my team. And the AI seems to want to use him constantly. Now, normally I wouldn't think this is a weird thing because, well, it is random. The AI does select things at random, but it seems to have some sort of intelligence. It does use passive abilities first, like as you can see right there. The AI decided to use Evan's passive buff that gives him an extra bar of HP. It seems to use that often first, but not this time. Occasionally the AI wouldn't even use that ability. It would just go straight to using Spike. I'm not entirely sure what that problem is. I really truly think it's a bug, honestly. I think it's a bug. If you guys are experiencing this, you guys and gals out there, if you're experiencing a similar bug where Spike just keeps attacking, the AI seems to select him first for all the attacks. It's not doing it right now, but it seems to be doing that a lot lately, and it's costing me the game. But if you are experiencing that problem, please let me know. I like to know if I'm the only one experiencing that problem. Oh, thank goodness he died. Oh, thank goodness. That saved me some serious trouble here. But I really do like this game. I really do. So, developers, if you're watching, please don't take this as something hateful or angry or anything like that. No, I love your game. And of course, see, there's something else right there. You see, I didn't need to use his ultimate. That's just something that does not need to happen right now. I did not need to use his ultimate then and there. Yet he did it, and that just did not need to happen. I really, right now, what happened was I needed Dellen's to use his Deadly Strike ability. I did not need to use that Awaken skill from Chris. That's just something that didn't need to happen. Chris could revive later and use that skill to revive everybody else of my team, and then that would have been useful right then and there. But no, the AI decided to use it right away and revive one teammate, costing me the game, and I just decided to quit this match because it's obvious I'm going to lose. This match could have been very simple. Let me tell you how it could have been simple. First things first, let's take a look at my build here. I have two heroes that have a debuff ability, both Dellen's and Nox. Nox possesses a unique ability that not only debuffs, but it also increases the enemy team's skill CD. After using this ability, it would be wise to use Deadly Strike from Dellen's. After using this ability, this will completely remove any buffs protecting the enemy team. And after all the buffs have been removed, it would be a good idea to use this ability right here from Nox. This is a powerful AoE ability that has a high chance of applying death to the entire enemy team, but This ability will not work if you do not have the correct team. Sure, there is a high chance of this ability working anyways, but you don't just want to infect 2 or 3 people with death, you want to infect the entire team with death. So it is a wise choice to bring a Devil Creed along with you if you do have a death status effect team in Arena. After using this ability, it would be a wise choice to use Chris. Chris has 2 death debuff abilities, both of these abilities being very powerful and very, very deadly, and all of them are AoE based. One attacks 2 targets, the other attacks the entire team. So it is wise to use this ability because it does attack the entire team. And since the team is already infected with death, it is a high probability that they will all die. But okay, Wraith King, that's great, but what about these other 2 characters on your team? What about Spike and Evan? Trust me, these 2 heroes aren't here just for nothing. They passively support my team greatly. Nox may have an incredible defense, but he can still die very quickly, and it's important to have another tank on your team that will increase his defense and protect him from being killed, and the same is said for Chris. Chris may be able to revive, but he still takes damage very quickly and he can die fast if you do not have the proper tank on your team. And as for Spike, having a death-based team is very, very dangerous. Death is an incredibly deadly ability, and if the enemy team has any status reflection or anything of the sort, it will be the end of your entire team. So it is very important to carry a character with you that has a complete immunity to all debuffs. That is essential. Most people would bring Karen along with them, but me, I decided to bring Spike because he has an immunity to all debuffs, not just one. So even if the AI does use him constantly for some reason, I have no choice but to keep him on my team and suffer the AI stupidity, because he is a necessity for my death build team. In this battle, you'll see me suffering, but you'll get to see the beauty of my death build team. Unfortunately, the AI didn't play out the way it's supposed to, but I still took the win, and I won pretty well. It was a pretty fair game. My opponent had some strong characters, but of course the AI was using Spike again and again and again for some strange reason. See, look, there it goes again. I'm not entirely sure what the deal is with this bug. It has to be a bug. There is no way the AI would be using Spike this much. And this was the annoying part right here, is if the AI used Spike's Awaken ability, that would have been the end of the enemy team right there. But no, it decided not to use it. It's like it's playing with me. It uses Spike, it uses all of his abilities, but it doesn't want to use his Awaken ability when it's ready. Like, now it used it, but it didn't use it then. It didn't use it when it was ready. That's when it needed to be used, but that's okay. The AI may have been a little bit of a prick here, but that's alright. I still won the game. It was a pretty good game. It was a pretty good game. I got to see my death build work, kind of, but the AI just kind of used my team the second way, the alternate way, which isn't exactly the way I like to use my team. But say, like, it does, a couple of my death characters die, like, say Chris dies, and Nox dies, my entire team still has the Ring of Death equipped to them, so even if they die, I still have death on my team. But my major parts of my teams are down, so I'll have to resort to the second way of using my team, and that's a little more simple than the death team. I kind of have Dellins on my team, so that's kind of the second way right there, summed up in one word, Dellins. Here's how Dellins works. He has lifesteal on him, and he has death. So if he activates his Awaken ability, he can take out the whole team by himself since he's immune to status effects. It's quite simple. Now, as you can see me spamming the screen right there, this is another reason why I hate the AI. It goes on and on and on in fights when you can just finish it off with one skill, really. That's all that needs to happen. There's just one skill here. But the AI would not use it, and it was just wasting my time. All it needed to do was use the debuff ability from Nox, or use Deadly Strike from Delins, but no, it didn't want to use that. It kept using the simple ability. But it still didn't use it. It decided to use the Awakening skill from Chris and revive Spike, and then it decides to use Dellen's Awakening skill, which is a great skill, but I don't need it. I just need a simple debuff. It did use Deadly Strike, the enhanced version, which did finish the game for me, but if it used that earlier, the fight would have been much faster. So that's another reason the AI really just needs to go in the arena. It really does. So developers, if you're watching this, please do remove the AI in arena. All love for me. This is complete love for me. I love you guys so much. This is a great game. I love the entire game. It's just an all-around great game. But the auto skill just doesn't make sense to me. It seems pointless. It seems more like a troll, honestly, because I lose a lot because of it. That's one of the reasons why I had to resort to death on my team. I don't like using death too much, to be honest with you. But I need to use it because it makes the AI a little less stupid. Because when you equip death to your team, it's kind of hard for the AI to do something stupid because everybody can kill. It's quite easy. Everybody has a basic attack that can kill. So equipping death on your team in arena really helps the AI be less stupid. So that's one of the reasons why I equipped my entire team with death in arena. It is a very risky team, but be that as it may, it still does get me far, and as I said, it helps the AI be a little less stupid. So, saying that, developers, please do remove the auto skill in arena. It is completely pointless. The only reason it's really there is to troll. Like, really, that's the only reason I can think of, because losing because the AI decides not to use piercing on a character that has a void shield, and since it decides not to use the piercing ability and use ability that isn't piercing on the person that has a void shield, and then they end up using an AoE attack that kills your entire team because the AI did not want to use the piercing ability. So that's a good example. That happened to me so many times. So many times, it is very painful. As you can see, I'm already winning here, but I'm getting distracted because I'm thinking about the AI costing me the game so many times. It didn't do it this time, but it still did it a lot. It did it a lot, and it's been a serious pain for me. One of the reasons why I kind of feel skeptical about even trying arena too much, because it's kind of wasting my time and it's just putting too much frustration. It's pointless frustration on something that doesn't matter too much. I don't like getting angry at games. That's just how I am. I just don't like it. It's just stupid. One of the reasons why I kind of stopped playing, I'll talk about that in another video. It's another game I stopped playing a while ago. I'm thinking about doing like a top 10 worst games, worst mobile games, a little later. That's something I've been planning on doing, is a top 10 worst mobile games. But anyways, when it comes to getting angry at games, this is something I just don't do. So I kind of prefer just taking things chill when it comes to games. Games are chill time. You gotta save your anger for something a little more worth it. But the auto skill, it just makes you so angry. It just costs you the game so many times because it wants to do something that doesn't make any sense. Now, as I said before in the video, it seems to have some hint of intelligence, like it seems to, because it seems to use passive abilities first, like Evan's passive ability, that grants him an extra bar of HP, and makes him half taunt. Now, it seems to use that first, but it wants to use, for some reason, I know I said this before, but there it goes again. There it goes again, using Spike, like, first things first. Like, sometimes I don't even use the passive ability from Evan. It just wants to use Spike's abilities. I just don't understand what the deal is with that. I still am considering that a bug. It has to be some kind of bug, because See, look, there it goes again. I don't understand what the deal is here. It does this all the time. It seems to use all of Spike's abilities, and then it seems to want to use the passive abilities. I don't get that. Like, this almost cost me the game here. But Spike uses Awakening ability, which was great, but it didn't need to go like this. It didn't need to go all fancy. It just didn't need to happen like that. What needed to happen is, as I said before, my death debuff technique. It's simple. It would have debuffed Delins on the enemy team, would have debuffed the enemy Delins. It would have completely removed his status reflection, which is a huge problem for my team. That would have been simple, and then he would have died, and he wouldn't have been able to use his Awaken ability right here, which is also almost spelled death for me, because I didn't have my Delins in his super form yet. He wasn't in his super state. That's what I call it. Yeah, I call it super state. I know that's not what it's called, but that's what I call it. But it just spelled death practically for me, because he was about dead. Luckily, that didn't silence me, and Delins got just in time. He transformed into his super ability, giving me a huge step forward. But after the enemy used the enhanced deadly strike on me, I was like, oh my goodness, I am about to die. I am going to die. But Delins was too fast for the enemy Delins. My Delins is very, very fast. He's level 46, and I've given him some serious speed items. That helped me win the game right there. If I did not have those speed items, I would have lost. But yeah, I decided to try again here. This game didn't go too good for me, but still, it was still a good game, you know? I learned a couple things from it. What did I learn? The AI is very, very stupid. That's what I learned. The AI decides to use a passive ability first things first. That did not need to happen. See, the enemy team was doing the right thing. They weren't using passive abilities, and as you can see, they don't really have any characters on their team that actually have passive abilities like mine do. But I need those passive abilities, so I can't really get rid of Evan as much as it would really, really help, because the AI seems to want to use those abilities constantly. But he seriously helps my team with his defensive increase. But since the AI didn't use the debuff ability from Nox and instead used his Death Ray attack, it kind of just cost me the entire game. If it only increased the enemy team's skill CD and debuffed them, I could have gave everybody death, and then the entire game would have been finished then and there. And I don't understand what's the deal with Tio. I really don't know. A lot of people have been putting Tio on their team. Did he get like an update or something? I really don't get it, because he's not exactly useful. He hasn't been any help in most of the games I played today. I mean, he revives and he lasts a long time, but a simple debuff from that skill, his passive ability, and he's dead. It doesn't matter. So I'm not entirely sure why people are putting him on their team in Arena. It just doesn't make any sense to me. But that was another great example of why the auto skill needs to go. It cost me an unnecessary loss. I could have won that game simply. But, okay, this game was a lot better. And I told myself when I played this game, I was telling myself I have to beat these guys. The AI cannot be stupid, because when I'm fighting an enemy Nox, I have to win, because there's only one Nox, my fellow gamers. There's only one. So I was really hoping the AI would not do something stupid, because this enemy team here is actually very easy to beat. Very easy to beat. I did not see a Delins on their team, and right away that was victory. That spelled victory for me, because Delins is a practical necessity in Arena these days. The AI finally played a smart move here by using the debuff and increasing skill CD ability coming from Nox. But, be that as it may, it didn't do the right skill the second time. It needed to use Deadly Strike coming from Delins, and that would have completely removed Spike's buff. And then that would have made the enemy team vulnerable to my death combo. But no, the AI didn't want to do that. Instead, it decided to use Evan's Awakening skill, and then it decides to use Nox's Awakening skill, doing absolutely nothing. Well, not nothing as far as damage is concerned, but it didn't do much. I mean, one guy got infected by death, one lady rather got infected by death, but the rest of the team, No, nobody got infected. I needed everybody to be infected. Now the AI played a sort of smart move right here by using an AoE attack, wiping out most of the team there, but it's still, I really did need the Deadly Strike. I really did need the Deadly Strike because that would have killed everybody right there. That would have killed everybody. And you see, the AI does some things right. Now, let me just tell you that. The AI does some things right. It didn't play out the way I wanted it to, but regardless of that, it still won me the game. But saying all of that, this doesn't mean, oh, I like the AI. Oh, I want the AI to stay. No. Me saying positive things about this duel right here doesn't mean anything. The AI seriously just needs to go. Developers, if you're watching this, again, remove the auto skill in Arena. It is completely pointless. Again, my opponent's rank is not affected by the win or the loss. So auto skill, it's more of a troll if anything. Nothing happens to the enemies. Nothing happens to my opponent. I can understand in most games like this that have an auto skill in Arena, your opponent's rank is affected and it makes it fair. It makes it fair. If you use your brain and your opponent's not around, you have an easy chance of winning and then their rank goes down because, well, the AI's playing for them. But since that's not the case here, your opponent's rank isn't affected, making the AI completely pointless. It does not need to be there. It is a complete troll. It just doesn't need to happen. But yeah, that's all the time I got left for this video. Developers, I love you guys. I love your work so much. I play this game literally every day. It's a great game. I love it so much, and I play it all the time when I have time. It is an amazing game. I love it so much, so please don't take this as a hate message because I love your game. Really, I do. I've been playing this game for almost 3 years now, has it been? I have been playing this game for quite some time, and I really do love it. So please do take my idea into consideration because such a great game shouldn't have such a silly flaw. So please take my ideas into consideration because I have seen some people leave the game because of that flaw. And I hate to see that happen because I love this game so much. So please take my idea into consideration. But that's all the time I got left for this video, my fellow gamers. Take it easy for me, alright? And remember to like, comment, and subscribe because I would make content like this all the time. I love reviewing all the new characters that Seven Knights comes out with, both the global and the Korean version. Every time the Korean version comes out with a new hero, I try my best to translate all the new characters that are released. So stay tuned for those, but until then, bye.